crashing waves, splashing spray, coyote calls, bird calls, eerie night sounds, totally alone, drenched, shivering. I had a very surreal experience once of getting a really clear signal at like 3 in the morning when I was living in a cabin in Bolinas in the middle of a pouring rainstorm that I was supposed to go to a cliff on the bluff. So I was in a really monastic moment. I happened to be alone at the time. So I roll out of bed and I go, by golly, I can't say I was intending on doing this, but here we go. Crack open the door, whipping wind, slashing rain, totally dark. Walk in the muddy road to the edge of the bluff, start hearing coyotes, maybe 15, 20 coyotes, not even 2 blocks away. Super eerie. Walk in the frigid dark over to the cliff, go down the cliff to the edge, that one spot I had visited a couple days earlier where I just had a sense I was supposed to go. I have no clue why. I sit there with my back against the cypress tree, crashing waves, splashing spray, coyote calls, bird calls, eerie night sounds, totally alone, drenched, shivering. Nothing. Okay, I don't know why I felt this way. I go home, I go to bed, shower, go to bed. I wake up the next day, I walk to the bluff, I go down to the beach, come around the corner, and that cypress tree is on the beach. The land eroded and it fell away that night after I had left. But it wasn't the whole cypress tree, it was half the cypress tree. Half the tree, it split down the middle and half fell on the beach and the other half was clinging to the cliff. And all I could think was that the tree, because it has been eroding towards its perch for years, that its roots have been extended out into the air, and every year there's less and less dirt on its roots, that the tree was always aware it was going to fall. That it was profoundly aware its imminent mortality. And what did it do? Well, that tree was fucking covered in pine cones. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pine cones, and I took some off of it and I went and planted them on the bluff. And I was like, it was aware it was doomed, and it grew super tall and it made a ton of life. I'll never forget that, right? And I could say anything in the idea realm about how important it is to be, but it's not the same, right? It's not the same. The fact of the experience was a parable of life experience. It was a lesson of such importance to me because I just could see. I remember because I was leaning against the tree, feeling the wind. I was leaning against the tree in the whipping windstorm at 3 a.m., listening to the coyotes and the crashing waves and feeling the tree just carrying that windstorm in its body. And to see it on the beach the next morning was a really, really profound thing. So what I'm inviting is not that you need crisp and polished stories or anything like that, but that the story carries the message so much more powerfully. So if you can describe bullet points, coyote, or the coyote call is my access point to that memory. Coyote memory. So let's say you're going through life and that stirs up such a thing. The idea that we have to be aware of our mortality and grow tall despite that's an idea, right? But the story comes up because it's especially resonant. So we're just trying to seek our way down into the resonant field of such things.